Yeah, I'm ready. Oh yeah. Um, as I said, we're going to talk about a lot of things today because we're getting to the end of the month and there are a lot of issues. So we're not going to be able to cover everything on. We still have Johesu. Okay, let me just tell my fans that Johesu, the health workers, they are on strike after doctors went on strike and doctors called off their own strike. Johesu went on strike and then they are really on strike now. I'm going to try to talk to some of their leaders in the way we fix appointments. So just watch out for that this week. I can't say when, but I'm going to say what I can say is this week until we fix appointments. So before that, you hear issue. We want to talk about our education system, especially the syllabus. I'm going to talk about our education system, the syllabus. Recently, UNESCO said the syllabus we use here in Nigeria that is overloaded and is outdated. Then just like a few months ago, I listened to one South Africans complaining that they're in debt, that they don't earn anything in South Africa, that the way Nigerians are behaving. I'm sorry, it's not Nigerians, the way Africans are behaving, that we are still living in that old school something. We've not really decolonized our mind from colonialism because in Africa, instead of us to teach our children the right thing, teach the students the right thing, you'll be asking the students what's the parts of insects. And if you go to Germany, for example, in Germany, they teach from primary school to the university levels, the tertiary level. They teach them mining, and it's not just like mining alone. What he's trying to say is that they go straight to the point. It's like we in Africa that we have a lot of natural resources. We're not even teaching our students mining. If you ask us, the primary schools and the primary school students, the pupils, all this mining, they don't know. What they're going to tell you the part of insects. And now UNESCO came out to say that our syllabus is overloaded and outdated. You as a student, once a student, and you still be a student, and you are still learning more and more. What do you think? I know that you are a civil engineer. Could you please tell us your own experience, the courses you took then, and you felt no, these ones are not necessary. You understand? I was just taking it. What is your own opinion? Is it really a course in Nigeria, in our syllabus in Nigeria and Africa? Is it really that's outdated and overloaded? Are we really pursuing the right thing, or just beating around the bush, or just following the colonial masters?
So my stand on this is, yeah, I think we're just following a pattern that was designed for us to keep us down, stagnant, being oppressed. There's a pattern that was designed, and then we love be free from that shackles, and that's why you can see them controlling some of our affairs. And education is best legacy you can have, and these people know that, so they tend to act as if they love it, but in a real sense they don't love it. So they gave us a pattern to follow, which are very wrong. Those patterns are very wrong, and it's so sad that in this age of time, in this period of time, in this computer age, I was still acting as if we're in stone age. So the real thing is there are some things we don't even need to be doing. There are some things that are time wasting when we're in school, and then we still do it. Even our history, we're not being taught. They don't even teach us our history. They just teach us, things that we don't really need. and then they call it education, and they make us feel like, oh, if you can't speak a good English, then you are an illiterate. And somebody was saying, I think this president of Uganda or something, Kagame president, something, was saying, when you see a white man, the German that cannot speak good English, you play with him, you laugh with him. You see a Chinese man that cannot, play. You see all of these people that cannot speak English, you still want to work with them, associate yourself with them. But if you see an African man that cannot speak English, and then you make full of them, and then you turn that to a yardstick, and then it's so funny that it demoralizes our own language and make us feel like so it is a pattern that was designed. That's why you see somebody that you can tell so well. I have some friends that when they were here, they were doing sports and they traveled to US. They were schooling, but the school that they are, what they do is a sport. They do sport. They still do their sport and they're schooling. So they're not derivating from their career. They're still doing what, like most of their curriculum has to do with the sport. The practice, so it's a mark for you. You have to be on training ground. You have to contest. Those are marks, not just the math and English, the physics, chemistry, economics. No, like we do here. You see one student doing in one semester doing 11 courses. Like you don't even need all of these things. Somebody that was supposed to be doing a computer science, like studying a computer science, we're doing a Greek. Bro, what the fuck? Why did you choose me for? It's not needed. Those are time wasting. If you go there and see somebody that's supposed to be, you're supposed to be on the field doing practical. You go to some schools, you are doing an engineering courses, and then you don't even know what you were just reading, no access to practical, just theory. So a lot of it is way too much. The syllabus is way too much, and sometimes in a way outdated because they're not even teaching this. Don't even give them access code to what they really need, to stand out there, to compete with international students, and we still continue like that. So there's a pattern that we follow every day. That's why you see people will tell you that, okay, now JAM doesn't have a question again. The only thing they do is they recycle their question. They might give you what they did in 1995, and they still repeat, and that's the truth. So it is more like there's a pattern. This is how we do it. So there's not, even if we get to 2050, we still do it this way, which are meant to be, as time changes, are meant to be changing too, some things. But then, no, it doesn't happen in this part of the world. We still follow the old pattern. We still play the game by the rules, by the old rules, which are always funny to me. So yeah, our syllables are way too much and outdated.
So, what do you think needed to be done? How do you think this will be done?
Everything is boiled down to the government, to the kind of leader we have. We have leaders that are very active. We have leaders that know what they are doing. They can easily be like, oh, this is, imagine somebody that is, what's it called? Sports minister of sport, and then cannot even kick a ball. You can't even. So if everything is going wrong, we won't be able to understand because he doesn't even understand the position, the assignment given to him. Because that's not his street. Imagine somebody minister of education that does not even have anything to do with education. But we have the right people at the right stations. They can easily figure it out. Like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Even before bringing in other people idea by themselves, they can be like, okay. So if you have the right people over there, controlling it, making sure that things are really working. They can easily think of, they can easily see it the way we are seeing it. because that's not their faith. They don't even understand. All they care about is the money, is the power, is the position, is the influence, is the gain. So they don't even see all of this complaint. So yeah, getting the right people to work, not just to come and rule, to work. I think that's one of the things we need.
So meaning that they should decongest the syllabus. Remove some courses.
If it's not needed, if you think this is not needed for this person, there's no point bringing it. Like sometimes you hear the word borrow course. Like what am I borrowing it for? I don't need it. Don't give me. If I need it, if I'm meant to need it, I won't be here. I'll be there.
Don't you think this history? Because when they are teaching us history, we are still learning European history, different history. Don't you think this history of a something should be just be removed?
No, I'm not saying they should remove it. I feel like they should teach us our own history.
That's what I'm saying. That
instead of teaching us other people's history and hiding our own from us, because truth set us free. There's no point. If anything happens that they don't want us to know, they should just let us. Things are happening every day that might even be worse than what has happened that they are hiding. So the point is, let them teach us our own history. Let us know our history, so we can know who we are. We can understand that this, if it's not meant to be a country, it's meant to be an organization. We don't know. The best thing is teach us our own history, so I can know where I'm from, who I am. Because when I know my history, I can really define myself.
Okay, then what of the primary schools, the nursery schools? When don't you think we need to be teaching them mineral resources, agriculture, what they need to know, like research, like what and what we have, what and what we don't have, the problem of the world, instead of telling them what is a part of incest, what is a Jack and Jills, all these things that are not really needed, all these school rhymes that have nothing to do with somebody's career or
just I feel like in a way, all of those things too matters because those are the things that make you when you have an idea, when you have basic idea from other fields, very essential. But the thing is, they can start. I can't say you should start teaching them everything because you overload them too. It means we're still doing what we're doing in a different way, different manner. So, but then there's a way they can start chipping it in their own best of understanding.
So why are you chipping in something that is not needed?
That's what I'm saying. Like the things that are needed now, you can start bringing it to their place.
So I Jack and Jill is not needed now. Have you met Jack before? Do you know Jill?
I can't. You can have basic knowledge of all of this.
Of Jack and Jill. What is Jack and Jill? All this Jack and Jill goes to the moon, go to I say moon Joseph. What is the meaning? It has no meaning.
They can do so well by bringing the real you to them. Like let them start seeing it.
Okay, they are saying Chinese students play with real game where problems are solved. And we are still reading rhymes of Jack and Jill. I see the moon see me. I go to London to see the queen. What is the queen? What is the London?
But saying, we're still on the same page. Let them take what is not needed out and bring the real you face reality. And then before you know, and thank God for kind of kids we tend to have lately that are all smart. That depends on what you feed them. Whether they want on the streets. It's so funny that it's not even limited to the rich one. They are all smart. But the only difference there is what you expose them to. But the truth is, all of them are smart. All of the kids do not have that smart.
Okay. Then let's want to look at the film. When they are watching this film, maybe we're not going to talk about it, but when we come back, we'll talk about